So, I just recorded this audio, but I decided to do it a little more orderly than I just did. So, I just finished Ancient Gods Part 2. I gotta say, it was amazing. Just hands down, quality Doom. And I'm gonna say right now, it was far and beyond better than Ancient Gods Part 1. Now, Ancient Gods Part 1 is great, don't get me wrong. It's great. But I do have a few issues with it looking back, especially after how good Ancient Gods Part 2 was. Ancient Gods Part 1 felt a little bit more like it was trying to, one-up themselves off the sort of idea that, whoa, man, Doom Eternal is so hard, it'll crush you. It felt like they were like, oh, we gotta be harder than that. So they sort of did a few things that could be constituted as tedious and overly, difficult for no reason. Really, I'm talking about the giant cube fight. That was kind of bad. It was neat, but it was like, tossing was it like a Pinky and like a Hell Knight, and then they tossed two more, and then it was like, okay, stop. I get it. Doom's hard, but this one was just, of course it was hard. It was hard like any Doom game is. Newer one especially. But it was fun. Looking at it, it never felt like they said, oh, how am I going to piss this guy off? They said, how am I going to make this part funny or interesting? Because especially, the high notes of it being just straight up funny it seems to share a lot of DNA with the master levels, where they go you know what would be really funny? If I locked the character in a room, and then I just filled it with empowered zombies, just throwing slightly more difficult fodder at me in a very large amount. It's funny. And they sort of did that. You don't know how many waves of imps they throw at you in those little... And that I really liked that. It was like, a little moment to breathe while I mow down imps with, the chain gun. It's fun. So besides that, this was the end of Doom. Well, I know saying that is also wrong, because Doom is eternal. Ooh. But for the most part, this is it. For a while, at least. Doom will come back. There's, mentions of ancient gods. Oh, we might have to fight those, maybe get rid of all the demons in hell, because, spoiler alert, although I'm pretty sure we all knew this, you win, and all the demons outside of hell die. And hell is sort of sealed off for the most part. I'm sure they'll find a way to get us back in there. But for now, Doom is done, for at least a bit. I know we all really hope that they're going to make a proper Quake revival whenever this Doom, Eternal to, the next Doom game is, in between there. And I half expect them to do it, and I half really, really hope they will. Because please, bring Quake back. Come on, I need my brown shooter. I think the new stuff they added is just great. I really hope if there's ever, when there's ever a new Doom game, I really hope this is the same way they'll let us get some extra cosmetics. See, they introduced this thing where to upgrade the new weapon, which I'll get on in a sec, I had to fight these little tiny, arenas, and those were fun. And then if I did it again, after I got the upgrade, which is optional, I got a new suit. Now, obviously, they were just recolors, but, some of them these ones were a little bit better. They had some nice designs on them. Though, moving on to that, suit! They gave us a barbarian suit. A little weird, as I said on Twitter, in the tweet nobody saw. It felt kind of weird, it was a little over the top. No helmet, just face right out there, even in the Sentinel outfit. You can see a little bit more of the face through the the little slots, but for the most part it's still covered up. And we've seen it, a lot, but just fully out there. I wonder how the final cutscene plays if he doesn't have a helmet on. Oop. Surprise. Point is, besides it being a little, wacky, but who cares? They made wacky skins before. It felt like, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but did we ask for this? And I know what you're saying. You just sounded very ungrateful, but I'm not saying it like, well, man, did I ask for this? I mean, sort of like, well, did I ask for this? Listen, id Software is very in touch with their community. I know, I've seen it. They know, they've referenced, especially on the Twitter community, they've referenced us naming demons and a shark before on streams. They've referenced individuals just straight out. So I know that they have seen our rally cry that we want the Doom 3 outfit, and especially for certain people, the Doom 64 outfit. We want them. We've not got them. Honestly, Doom 3 especially, the whole suit was in Quake Champions. Now, nobody played Quake Champions, but just come on, port it over. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't care if it's like one polygon worse looking than the rest of Eternal. I'll bite the bullet on that. Just come on, give it to me, please. Besides that, the story. Let's talk about that. It's over. For the most part, like I said previously. And I gotta say, it was a really, really good ending. Especially when we get that little excerpt from the codec after it. But if you're gonna end it that way, we need an epilogue. Come on. I think most stories need epilogues. Especially long-running ones. You gotta give us, tie it up in a nice little bow. Just something, after all we just did. Just something to just ride us out into the sunset, But no epilogue. Though it was fun to see the demons, we got to see a little bit of what's going on in the rest of the multi-dimensional verse. The demons are gone, hey! But I just think it could have benefited from an epilogue. Like, where's Intern after this? Is he, I'm sure he's fine. The demons are gone. Oh, and of course, the new weapon I mentioned. The hammer! I was disappointed before I played. I saw the leaks. Oh, I know. Bad man. He looked at the leaks. He's not supposed to look at the leaks. I looked at the leaks, right? And it was like, oh, it's another weapon like that. But a hammer. Huh. I was disappointed. I wanted it to be the Soul Cube. Hands down, I wanted it to be the Soul Cube. I know, that was wishful thinking. I even knew that was wishful thinking, but I was like, oh, just the hammer. Because I expected it to be, even though they said previously they worked very hard to make it like fit with the rest of the combat flow, I was like, this probably isn't going to be very different from the rest of it. They made it very different from the rest of it. It is nothing like the Crucible. Besides that there are pickup charges, but you don't need them. Yeah, you can just glory kill or destroy weak spots, but who cares about that part? And you get the energy for it. Only need to do 2 glory kills and then boom. And it's not just a glory kill. No! You smack the ground and you get them dizzy. And it's really fun. And it's just like, hey, great weapon. I think they did it better than they did the Crucible. Because the Crucible is very cool, but I think they could have handled it better. Maybe adding the, if I got... Because the Crucible is an instant, glory kill, with the Crucible, of course. Once you have it. But, I don't know. It felt like maybe, 5 glory kills or something to use the Crucible. I don't know. Point is, it's an amazing weapon. And that's really all I have to say. DLC's great, and I hope they make a new Quake game. Please, please, I'm begging you. And make it a Quake 1 kind of game. We've been we fought the Strogg for what? Quake 2, Quake 3, we didn't really fight anything except ourselves, but so that really doesn't count. But Quake 4, Quake Wars, come on. We want to fight Eldritch Abominations. Come on! Okay, end of video. Great DLC. Go play it.